Aloha, and welcome to Lie Swatter, the massive true or false trivia game. We can accommodate a huge number of players in a game. The number logo only goes to 99, but if you can somehow get more than that, it'll still work. Alright then, before we get started, don't forget, new players can go to this website and enter this room code to join the game at any time. Let's go! You're going to see 7 crazy facts pulled from these fact categories. A chameleon's tongue has a smaller tongue on its tip to catch out-of-reach prey. Use your device to pick whether you think the fact is true or a lie. An average person produces around 1 to 2 liters of saliva a day. There's a houseboat in Amsterdam that's dedicated to housing stray cats. Carnegie Mellon University offers a bagpipe scholarship. A bearded soldier was twice as likely to die in Napoleon's army. Barack Obama's presidential portrait is winking. There are more above-ground pools than people in Altamont Springs, Florida. And here's where everyone stands at the end of round one. Here are your new fact categories. A Dire Straits album was the first CD to sell 1 million copies. Nostradamus wrote an essay called Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. Chef Boyardee's first name is Benedict. Goats have rectangular pupils. A boner actually contains a bone. A species of bee discovered in Brooklyn lives on human sweat. A chunk of dinosaur skin was found frozen in an iceberg in Antarctica. Here are your scores. For the final round, all the facts will be about one category. That category is coincidences. Check out these facts about coincidences and try to guess which are real and which are lies. Buzz Aldrin's mother's maiden name was Moon. The most tornadoes in recorded history occurred the year The Wizard of Oz came out. John Wilkes Booth's brother saved the life of Abraham Lincoln's son. Three of the first 5 U.S. presidents died on the 4th of July. Thomas Jefferson and Napoleon were stabbed by the same man. David Letterman and Jay Leno had the same first-grade teacher. David Blaine found David Copperfield's wallet on a park bench. Let's see the final scores. It's time for another game of Lie Swatter. You're going to see 7 crazy facts.
Startup game activation is live. Okay, we're set.
Okay, everybody, if you're not sure what to do right now, maybe just fiddle with some knobs, try to look busy.
This is You Don't Know Jack 2015. I'm your host, Cookie Masterson. And hey, wipe that smile off your face. This is serious. Okay, just kidding. There will be farts and stuff. You know, if the 4 of you get real close, it's like Mount Rushmore. And there are your screws to get you started. If you think an opponent doesn't know the answer, hit your screw button and you'll force them to answer immediately. If they miss it, you win big. And today's wrong answer of the game is being brought to you by
The San Francisco Otter Choir. Free concerts every Wednesday, except for mating season.
Try to choose the wrong answer, brought to you by our sponsor, to get prizes and cash. And we're off.
Get ready, time for question 1.
Let's begin with Bootyful. Let's analyze one of Kim Kardashian's body parts. About what percentage of Kim Kardashian's brain is just made up of water? 10%, 40%, 80%, or 100%? Player 1. What kind of dried, shriveled up brains have you been looking at? Players 2, 3, and 4. Kim Kardashian's brain, and everybody else's brain for that matter, is made up of about 80% water. But that other 20% is just so round and firm, I can't stop thinking about it.
Oh, Mama gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Say it so.
And now, his acting is alright. So, you know how they called Matthew McConaughey's resurgence as an actor his McConaissance? Well, if Matthew McConaughey is currently experiencing a McConaissance, then what period of his life just ended? The McCona Dark Ages, the McCona Industrial Age, the McCona Middle Ages, or the McCona Enlightenment Age? Players 1, 2, and 4. All wrong. Player 3. The Renaissance first occurred in Italy in the late 14th century, immediately following the Middle Ages. So the McConaissance would follow the McCona Middle Ages. Which is funny because most Renaissance sculptures also need to put on a damn shirt.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
Here's one for you. Brought to you by the letter U-nibrow.
It's the put the choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right.
And if you get this one right, I'll rustle up some extra moolah for you. Arrange these Sesame Street characters in order of fewest to most eyebrows. Bert, Ernie, the Count. Ernie, Bert, the Count. Bert, Ernie, the Count. The Count, Bert, Ernie, or Ernie, the Count, Bert. Player 3, not much time left. Player 2, can't do anything right, can you? Players 3 and 4. Nuh-uh. Player 1, Ernie has no eyebrows at all, Bert has one long single eyebrow, and the Count has two eyebrows! That earned you an extra grand. And yet, none of them have ever blinked. This one's known as Duck, Duck, Swan. Say the cast of Duck Dynasty attends a performance of Swan Lake and thinks there are real waterfowl on stage. In their confusion, which character would they most likely shoot? Siegfried, Benno, Von Rothbart, or Odette? Player 4? Well, I've seen worse. Players 1, 2, and 3? Odette is a princess who has been turned into a swan, so the Duck Dynasty crew would probably fill her full of lead. Especially if they find out she once fooled around with a lady swan in college.
5 fingers!
Here we have the man in the backwards yellow hat, and it's a dis or dat. Player 4? Your score could use a hand. Why don't you play this one? I'm going to read off 7 things, and for each one you tell me if it's an alleged antic by pop star Justin Bieber, or an antic by the classic children's book character Curious George. If it's Justin Bieber, press the square button. If it's Curious George, press the circle button. The rest of you ought to pay attention. Lock in your answers before Player 4 does, because if Player 4 gets it wrong, everyone who got it right will split that cash. Okay, let's move. Peed in a mop bucket. Broke his leg. Arrested for falsely reporting a fire. At the house. Ew, baby, 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 ew. I think we can all agree that it's time for that little bastard to get deported. And then it's your turn, Bieber. That'll wrap up round 1, and Player 3 is at the front of the class, but that could change mighty quick. Remember, I'm doubling the value of each question in round 2. And keep in mind, keep an eye out for the wrong answer of the game. It's still out there. Let's see what's in store. May I introduce Dumber and Dumberer 2. So there's Dumb and Dumber, and then there was Dumb and Dumberer, and then Dumb and Dumber 2. Makes perfect sense. Now, going back a few decades, there was The Odd Couple and The Odd Couple 2. So, if another remake of The Odd Couple used the superlative adjective, it would be called The Blank Couple. Odd, odder, Player 1, who's gonna get it? Player 3, you're getting screwed. You got 5 seconds. Oh, man, time's up. Way to screw, Player 1. Why not grab a few more bucks while you're at it? Players 1 and 2. Odd is the adjective, odder is the comparative adjective, and oddest is the superlative adjective. But of course, everyone who made the original Odd Couple movies is dead, which means it's the perfect time for Rob Schneider to swoop in and revitalize the franchise. Player 4. No, but speaking of otter, get it? You just won! The greatest hits of the San Francisco Otter Choir. Hailed as one of the top 3 otter choirs in the world, the San Francisco Otter Choir will astound you with their covers of Little Red Corvette and The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. This wrong answer of the game has earned you a sweet 8,000 clams. Well done.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
Try this on for size. Let it go, let it go, let it go. At which temperature would Olaf from the movie Frozen melt and die? 30 degrees Kelvin, 30 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 degrees Celsius, or 30 degrees Rankine? He's a snowman. Watch your time. Player 2. Players 1 and 4. 30 degrees is below freezing in Fahrenheit and insanely below freezing in Kelvin and Rankine. But it's pretty balmy in Celsius, about the equivalent of 86 degrees Fahrenheit. And I know, blah, 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 he can magically be saved, but I'm talking about what would happen in the real world to a talking snowman.
Follow me down to the sea.
Let's try Kangaroo, Peanut, Albert Einstein, or Uranus.
Kangaroo, Peanut, Albert Einstein, or Uranus.
First spotted in 1879. Kangaroo, Peanuts, Albert Einstein, or Uranus. Player 3, come on! Players 1, 2, and 4. That answer has a hole in it. Here's what a right answer looks like. Albert Einstein was first spotted in 1879, the year he was born. Probably by a midwife or something, over a century after Uranus was discovered and even longer after kangaroos and peanuts. I've heard baby Einstein cried a lot because he left behind some important equations on the uterine wall. Say hello to wine or lose. If the Washington Redskins rebranded themselves with a non-offensive red-skinned mascot, what could they be called? The Washington Chardonnays, the Washington Malbecs, the Washington Pinot Blancs, or the Washington Rieslings? Time is short. Player 4. This is right. Oops, this is white, which is wrong. Players 1 and 2. Chardonnays, Pinot Blancs, and Rieslings are all white-skinned grapes, but the Malbec grape is red. Although to a connoisseur like myself, Malbec is very offensive. Oh yes, I do say that was quite a burn. Bucker up for I Want to Lick and Roll All Night. If Kiss singer Gene Simmons' tongue grew to the average length of an adult giraffe's, how deep into a woman's mouth could he stick it when he kissed her? About 5 inches deep, about 10 inches deep, about 20 inches deep, or about 30 inches deep? Player 3, hello! Player 2. Uh-oh. Players 1 and 4. Sweet dreams. Oh, you're gonna kick yourself. An adult giraffe's tongue is on average about 18 to 20 inches long. So that's about how deep into a woman's mouth a giraffe-tongued Gene Simmons could stick it. And if Gene Simmons' neck grew to the length of an adult giraffe's, he may not even need women anymore. Brace yourself for the attack. When you see two clues that match, press the X button. 2,000 big ones if you're right, but if you're wrong, you lose 2,000. And one more thing.
Remember the clue.
It's gotta be a match that fits this clue. Your house is made of what? What materials are their houses made from? Good luck. Player one's got it! Not bad, player one, although I've seen better. I'm sure your three opponents have seen better too. Like every time they wipe their bottoms. What I'm trying to say here, player one, is...
You don't know Jack!
I am Cookie Masterson, and I shaved my nipples for this, so let's hurry before it grows back. Like, we need to get moving now. Hello, you four.